Hey everybody, I'm Sarah with A Thrifty Mom. Welcome to our segment of No Recipe Cooking Dinner. Okay, so first off, we are making biscuits and gravy. We're gonna get started really fast. And get back a little bit, baby girl. This one isn't one that you can really help with because this is right at your eye level, okay? You can help with one tomorrow. Okay, so go ahead and she's gonna open up those biscuits and we're gonna get some spray. Okay, so I have found, yes, you can make some really awesome biscuits yourself, but I have found, you know what? I've always struggled so much about trying to figure out how to make the perfect biscuits and gravy, and I honestly found that just using the canned ones, it's kind of solved the stress and the time of all of that, and they tasted really good, and they were flaky, and they always turned out the exact same. So I have skimped, and I always, hey Amber, I now always use canned biscuits. So judge me if you want. We're not talking about biscuits, we're talking about good gravy, okay? Good gravy, people. So I'm using, for my family, we use two things of biscuits, and we are using the country style, okay? Those are the ones we really like. And we have to have the kids do it because my husband is legit scared of these. He won't open them. Hey kids, you left a biscuit in the bottom. Don't lose the biscuits. Okay, so we're gonna put those in there and then we're gonna get those starting to cook. And then on here I just, huh? It's, Mommy will do this so I can talk.
Can I cook?
Okay. Okay, here, since I told her no, I can't act like I love one child more than the other. So I gotta put these in, start, and I'm gonna just check them after 15 minutes start. Okay. Yes, I started using canned. Okay, so we want to really mash this up because for me, my kids don't like it when there's huge chunks of meat in their gravy. Yeah, Matt does not like opening those cans of biscuits, so the kids always do it. Okay, so what I have here is I just have 1 pound of sausage. You can use your favorite sausage. We find our favorite sausage for this is just the normal.
Nice elbow.
I know. The normal Jimmy Dean, what was that I used?
Breakfast?
Just Jimmy Dean regular, no, not Italian. Just Jimmy Dean premium pork sausage regular, okay? And one thing that's really nice about this is it's one of the few meats that has like a really long refrigerator shelf life. And so I can buy the biscuits. The biscuits have like a 3-month shelf life. I can buy the biscuits, they can be in the fridge, and the meat normally has like a month shelf life. So I can put those in there, and then I can just pull it out on one of those nights that I'm like, oh, we literally have nothing left. And I normally use it within a week or two anyway, but this is one of my kids' favorites, quick dinner ideas. So we are just, right now,
Nice, we just cleaned it.
yeah, we are just cooking the sausage down. Okay, so for the longest time, I literally was the worst gravy maker ever, and Matt and I would go all over trying to find me like the best biscuits and gravy because it was one of my favorite things. And we actually found that like Primary Children's Hospital in Utah had really good biscuits and gravy. And so the only benefit to having a really, really sick son that was in that hospital a lot was at least we had good biscuits and gravy. Okay, so another thing is this sausage doesn't particularly have a ton of fat. So when I'm done, I'm actually going to add some butter to this, okay? And so you need to have some fats in here in order to make some good gravy.
We pour this stuff in here.
All I see is a green screen. Yep, me also. Frozen?
Yeah, on my computer it's the same way, but it's working fine on my phone.
Huh. So Facebook is being ornery.
Yep.
Should we end it and then come back out? Can you guys see it? Nothing changed even after refreshing. We're fine here, green screen. I guess I'll just keep it for you guys that can see it, and then hopefully the playback will work.
Can they hear
I
us?
had to switch from my computer to my phone and it worked fine.
So he can't see it on his computer, but he can see it on his phone. And you're just sitting there chewing your gum really aggressively, super close to me. You're kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're just cooking this meat up, and you want to make sure with sausage that you get this good and brown, okay? You don't want to have raw sausage. Raw hamburgers may be one thing, but you do not want raw sausage. So kind of, that's another reason why I like to get them like little crumbles. That way I can kind of make sure that it's all in there evenly. Okay. No.
Oh. Now, butter.
Green screen comes and goes.
Works for me.
Okay, so now I'm going to put in about 3 tablespoons of butter. Could you actually get me some flour?
Yep.
And we're just going to put this in here. Now, if you find that the kind of meat that you bought has a lot of fat buildup on the top, then you're not going to need this. Also, if you've cooked bacon that morning for breakfast, save that bacon grease, and instead of the butter, you can use the bacon grease. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. You guys are having a hard time watching this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to use 1 country packet, okay? Actually really fast, I need just a little bit of, so we're gonna put in some onion powder, just like a seasoning as if you're gonna season with salt and pepper. Onion powder. And then we're gonna put in the country gravy mix. We're gonna put it in like this, okay? And then we're gonna put in, that's about 1/4 of a cup of flour. Okay? Nope. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook our flour because we don't want raw flour. And if you find that you still have a lot of fat down there, then you're gonna need a little bit more flour in there. Spoke too soon. Aw, I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so what we're doing now is this flour is mixed in there, and we are cooking the flour because you don't want your gravy to have that raw flour taste.
I never knew you put flour in here.
I know, I put all sorts of things in your food that you don't know about. How do you feel about that? Can you get me the milk out, sweetheart? And I don't ever measure this stuff.
Yeah.
Still not working. Sorry, guys. Well, crap. Ah, sorry. Okay, so there I have that cooked. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to take 1/16 ounce heavy whipping cream, okay? And this is kind of the secret to amazing biscuits and gravy is heavy whipping cream. So go ahead and pour that in. Pour it in quick, honey.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Ow, okay.
Okay. Awesome! I'm glad you liked it. Okay, so my daughter just poured that on top of me.
Sorry, I didn't see
Okay,
that.
so we're gonna put in that, and then we're gonna put in 1 cup, I'm just measuring chicken broth. So we put in 1 pint of heavy whipping cream, and then 1 cup of chicken broth. And then we're just gonna sit here and stir it, and it's gonna thicken up, and then I'm gonna add water to get it to milk to the consistency that I really want it. But it's going to take a little bit of time to thicken up. I'm sorry, guys. Phones seem to be working, laptops aren't. Okay, now you want to stir it the whole time, otherwise you're going to scald the bottom because milk will scald pretty easy and you don't want that to happen. So you're just mixing, and guys, meantime, your biscuits are cooking down in the oven below, so make sure when you do this, make sure your biscuits are already in the oven, and then they're both going to get done about the same time.
What level are you cooking it on? The stove top?
I have it on medium-high. Could you get me a rag? I just slopped all over myself. Okay, so now as it boils, it's coming. Ah, man, I'm just making a mess, left and right. Okay.
Just cleaned it.
I know we did, huh? Okay, so now as it really starts to thicken, I'm going to lower it just a little bit, and then we're going to add, I'm going to assume probably about another cup. I'm going to measure it out just so you guys can see. And we're just going to put it in the middle.
You're breathing really heavy. Be a mouth breather.
Okay, now this gravy is going to be like velvety smooth. Like it's going to be,
So
I don't know,
smooth,
like,
can't believe it's
I
not
used to
butter.
be super embarrassed that I couldn't make gravy, and my gravy always turned out gross, and it was kind of tasteless. Even if it looked good, it tasted awful. And when I started doing the heavy whipping cream chicken stock, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion powder, salt and pepper, and then just getting it to the consistency I wanted with the whole milk, that's when my gravy game changed. Who feels like they're good gravy makers? Because I was not for a long time. And one thing to remember, the longer you cook this, like, you don't want it, like I said, you don't want to scald it, but it will thicken up. So don't freak out if it's like really runny at first. And then what you want it to do for me, like I want it to like coat the spoon, okay? So you see how it like coats it? Some people like it really, really, really thick. I like it
Like a running lotion?
like a runny lotion. That is a very good description. She wants to help her mommy, right? Okay, so now would be the time. Yeah, my family's eating it, so I'm putting my finger in it. Yep, it's good. Okay, so it does need a little bit of salt.
What about pepper?
Or Grandma Callahan's salt and pepper shaker, and then pepper.
I tried to get the pepper out.
I know, huh?
Here, let me see. No.
Here, should we try that thing? It doesn't have bumps on the bottom. Someone's like, put bumps on, but like these are my grandma's. Yeah, that doesn't work. I bought like coarse ground pepper this time, and so it doesn't come out like it should. Took me 10 years to get good gravy, right? Yeah, that's probably about where I'm at. Matt and I have been married 18 years, and I feel like I finally got the gravy game down about 3-4 years ago.
It's not
Okay.
good.
So there we go. That.
Biscuits have 3 minutes.
So do you see how it covers the spoon really good? It's not like watery at all, but it's also, it's like a thick chowder. Does that make sense how thick it is? All right. Can you actually put that over there?
Yep.
So we're just going to be done with that. So we're going to turn that off, and then our biscuits have 3 minutes left. So if you haven't tried doing biscuits and gravy this way, I highly suggest you giving them another try, because the gravy just turns out super, super yummy. It turns out nice, thick, the perfect consistency.
Perfect.
Yep. And like I said, our biscuits have 2 minutes left, so I'll show you those in just a second. We are 15 years, and it's my favorite. I felt so bad I couldn't figure it out. I know, because people were like, gravy is like, you know, like just like a basic thing. And I was like, well, I feel like I'm a good cook, but I am awful at gravy. And it was one of my favorite foods, so I felt awful that I couldn't accomplish it. Anyway, now, another thing is if you are on a budget, you can do this recipe and you can add a lot more milk to it, and in doing that, if you want to extend this, what you want to do is you want to add a little bit more butter and more flour, and then you can probably add 2 to 3 times the milk and really make your gravy stretch a lot further. As you can see, this is very heavy in the meat. If you were to get this at, like, let's say a restaurant or a hotel or something, there wouldn't be this much meat in there. There would definitely be more gravy. So keep that in mind if you're trying to think of a budget-friendly meal. This definitely can be extended more to make more gravy by adding a little bit more fat, you know, so a little bit more bacon grease or a little bit more butter and a little bit more flour. I used 1/4 cup of flour and one gravy packet. And this gravy packet is from Winco. If you have one of those stores, they have these gravy packets for like 30 cents, where like any other place, a gravy packet's normally gonna be at least $1, $2, even $3 sometimes. And honestly, the flavor in the country gravy from Winco is just as good as all of those $3 or $4 ones. Believe me, I've tried them all because I've been trying to make the best gravy forever. Okay, so really fast, I'm gonna show you my, I think our biscuits are done. So, like I said, we just totally did the canned biscuits and they look amazing. Pretty fail-proof on that. So we're ready to eat dinner. And that was about 15 minutes start to finish. Careful, it's hot. So, all right guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye!